Okay, so just a quick look at some of the changes I'm considering. So this is the scrap iron crafting spot. So your Adobe, seeing its bricks, requires frames and has a drying time. And you make Adobe mix. Uh, it it's a 2-for-1 recipe, so it's cheaper than concrete, and it takes 10 per one to fill a block. So that's going to create me 20. I already made some Adobe blocks. Okay, so placing an Adobe block. Looks like that. Should not be upgradable with the hammer. No, it's not. But with the shovel. So that's a filled Adobe block. Now has a drying time. I increased the drying times dramatically over vanilla, so I'm still testing that. Another thing that I was considering, and I don't know if it'll be too tedious, but we'll see. This is a demonstration. I just grabbed a stand-in icon. You'll see it appear in the bottom right-hand corner. So there you go. So essentially you chop trees for lumber, except for the extremely small trees. And essentially the wood output is the same in the end, slightly less than what you would have got in vanilla. So I'll just finish this tree off. So all bricks, things like cobblestone, bricks, etc. are going to use mortar and have a drying time. Anything that's essentially like a normal house brick would have a shorter crafting time, a shorter drying time than something like Adobe, which has to sit out in the sun. Okay, so we've got our lumber, which is essentially our cut logs. We place our cut log, and that's how we actually, so this is cutting it into usable wood for construction. So the advantage of that is it adds a time mechanic besides just crafting it, and does wear and tear on your tools. Okay, so we've converted that to wood. Things like the mill would be able to process that as a background task, essentially reducing logs to wood as a non-manual task with no tool degradation. So that is one potential way to go. Now these blocks I placed on day 2, they still haven't dried. I think I set it for about 5 hours. I'm not sure if the time will work properly. So 5 days for an Adobe block to dry. Concrete's essentially the same. Both of them have a 30-day curing time, essentially, in reality. So I was toying with the concept of vastly increasing that so you can't just sort of whip up your base quick and easy. But that's just a quick glimpse of what potentially the way that I may go. I don't know if it'll be too tedious. Okay, no worries.